Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to another episode of GameTracks. This is a channel that I dedicate towards video game music spanning across all different genres and all different gaming platforms. I'm going to break down 4 different songs, one being my personal favorite, and I'm just going to briefly talk about what I like about each track. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about Advance Wars 2 for the Gameboy Advance. This game was one of the first strategy games that I ever played, and I got hooked from the very first game. The first one was great. The soundtrack was very similar to part 2, but there were a few tracks on part 2 that just made the game stand out so much more compared to Advance Wars 1. I mean, they introduced superpowers, which had their own themes. They even had themes right before the stage that were just incredible. I mean, the music in this game really brought a lot of depth to the genre in general, and it's one of the main reasons I even got into the game in the first place, just because of the upbeat soundtrack. A lot of strategy games at the time were just too serious, and this one really took itself lightly, except when you got to the end. And once you got to the end, of course, things got a little more serious once you started fighting the Black Hole Army. But other than that, I mean, the game was just very lighthearted, and the soundtrack was a ton of fun. I mean, I have a lot of fond memories playing this game. I remember me and my friends, we used to play it in the back of the bus, actually, tossing the Game Boy around, because you had to take turns. And I mean, we would literally play for hours, and I mean, we would have some really heated battles. But like I said before, we're going to be talking more about the soundtrack than just the game itself. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring to you Advance Wars 2 for the GBA. Hope you enjoy. Advance Wars 2 was released in 2003 for the Game Boy Advance. Yoshito Sekigawa, formerly known as Yoshito Hirano, was the sole composer for this amazing soundtrack. When this series was announced, I never thought about it as being a title I would get into, but I took a chance and purchased it. One of the things that kept me interested in this game was the music. It was really good and really complemented the style and pace of the game really well. This title feels like one of those games where if the music wasn't as good, the game itself would probably not be as fun, and that's saying a lot. Andy's theme. Andy was the game's all-around balanced character, and this theme is exactly the same way. I love how upbeat it is, with that awesome bass line and cool guitar solo toward the end. It's the perfect welcoming song for what's to come for the rest of the soundtrack. Hawk's theme. This was an extremely difficult character to face, and when this theme got started, you knew you were in trouble. The way it starts with that thumping single drum and then shoots right into that fast-paced boss theme, and then at the end with that small breakdown, it just sounds incredible. If you were in game, the longer this theme went on for, the scarier it got. Green Earth's theme. So I'm not sure what Green Earth did to deserve such an amazing theme, but it is easily one of the most epic intro themes in the game for any character. It sounds very serious and very heroic. It legitimately sounds like something you would hear while actually gearing up for war. Wars World News menu theme. My personal favorite, the main menu theme. When I played Advance Wars 1, the menu theme was cool, but kind of bland. This one, on the other hand, was a huge step up. It sounds awesome, and really got you amped up to play the game. I remember playing this game on the back of the bus with my friends after school. We would pass the GBA around, patiently waiting to see what damage had been done to our army. Such great memories for such an awesome game. Alright guys, that was my Advance Wars 2 episode for the Game Boy Advance. I really hope you liked the episode. I hope you liked the tracks that I chose. And if you did, feel free to hit that subscribe button and also hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. And if you want to stay up to date with me and get notifications every time I post a new video, then hit that bell that's in the corner. It should be right next to the subscribe button. Once again, I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in today, and I hope you guys have an awesome week. Thank you very much.